Hi students, good morning everybody. Today in this session we are going to discuss electromagnetic radiation. So this electromagnetic radiation will have several fundamental properties like this. So in this video we are going to discuss about these fundamental concepts. And now electromagnetic radiation means it is one form of wave. Electromagnetic radiation is one form of wave. Let us consider a point in space. From this point a wave is traveling along x direction. If a wave is traveling along x direction, so this is the direction of propagation of wave. So the electromagnetic radiation consists of both electric vector and magnetic vector, that is electric component and magnetic component, which are mutually perpendicular to each other. That means if the wave is propagating along x direction, the electric component will propagate along y direction and the magnetic component will propagate along z direction. So this is x axis, y axis and z axis. So suppose if the magnetic component is propagating like this, then the electric component will propagate like this. So this is the representation of electromagnetic radiation. So the radiation which consists of both electric vector and magnetic vector is called electromagnetic radiation. So here it is the electric vector and here it is the magnetic vector. So this can be represented by H. Magnetic vector can be represented by H. So here we can say the electromagnetic radiation is nothing but the radiation which consists of both electric vector and magnetic vector, which are mutually perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. So this electromagnetic radiation will have several fundamental concepts like fundamental components like wavelength, frequency, wave number and amplitude, and remaining energy can be derived from these fundamental concepts. So these are the fundamental properties of wave. So from these fundamental properties we can derive some other properties of wave. Those are energy, like that. So let us discuss one by one. So the first one is wavelength. So what is meant by wavelength? So if you consider this wave, this is called crest and this is called trough. This is crest and this is called trough. So the distance between any two successive points of a wave. So let us consider a wave which is propagating like this. So this is the propagation of wave and this is the wave. So here the distance between any two successive points or similar points, the distance between any two similar points in a wave is called wavelength. So here this is one point and this is another point. So the distance between these two is called wavelength lambda. The distance between any two similar points in a wave is called wavelength lambda. So if you consider another wave like this, this is another wave. So if you consider this one, the distance between these 2 points is somewhat less than this one. So that's why here the wavelength is more, here the wavelength is more and here the wavelength is less. So wavelength means the distance between two successive points in a wave. So any two successive points or any two similar points, if you take any two similar points, then the distance is said to be wavelength. So how this wavelength can be represented? So this wavelength can be represented in terms of, it is nothing but distance here. Distance is measured in terms of meters or centimeters, but here it is an electromagnetic radiation. This electromagnetic radiation consists of very less distance. The distance can be expressed in terms of picometers or nanometers. It can be represented in terms of picometers or nanometers or micrometers. So picometers means 10 power minus 12 meters, or nano means 10 power minus 9 and micro means 10 power minus 6 meters. So like this we can represent the wavelength lambda. Okay, it is nothing but the distance. If wavelength is more, then the intensity will be more. And next let us move on to the second point, that is frequency. So frequency means the number of wave cycles that are passing through a fixed point. So the number of wave cycles passing through the fixed point is called frequency. So let us consider a wave like this. Here it is a wave like this. So let us consider this point. So from this point, how many wave cycles are passing within 1 second? So if you consider another wave cycle like this, so here this is another wave cycle. So here the number of waves passing per 1 second from that point. So suppose if you consider this point, from this point how many wave cycles are passing per minute means here somewhat less wave cycles are passing, but from this point somewhat more wave cycles are passing. So due to small wavelength, here it is the more wavelength, it is less wavelength. So the number of wave cycles passing per second is more here. So here that means here more frequency, it has more frequency, and here it has less frequency. So if wavelength lambda is more, frequency will be less. Lambda is less, frequency will be more. So that's why the frequency and wavelength can be related like this. So frequency nu is inversely proportional to wavelength lambda. If frequency increases, wavelength decreases. So here frequency is more, wavelength will be less, the distance will be less. Here the frequency is less, distance will be more, that is wavelength will be more. That's why both are inversely proportional to each other. So frequency is inversely proportional to 1 by lambda, directly proportional to 1 by lambda, that is inversely proportional to lambda. So nu is equal to some constant c by lambda. So where c is called constant. So this constant can be represented by velocity of this electromagnetic radiation in vacuum. So c is velocity of electromagnetic radiation in vacuum. Generally the velocity of light in vacuum or in air is similar, that's why we are considering the c is the velocity of light. So that is velocity of light is nothing but c is equal to velocity of light. So this velocity is nothing but 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. This is velocity of light. So now what are the units of this frequency? This frequency can be measured in terms of cycles per second. So here the number of wave cycles that are passing through a particular point in second. So that's why the units are cycles per second. And next it can also represented in terms of hertz. So 1 hertz equal to 1 cycle per second. 1 hertz equal to 1 cycle per second. So these are the units of frequency. Okay, if wavelength increases, frequency decreases. Both wavelength and frequency are inversely proportional to each other. And next move on to the next point, that is wave number. So wave number means here the reciprocal of this reciprocal of wavelength is nothing but wave number. So the reciprocal of wavelength is called wave number. Let us consider wave number. The next one, wave number. So this wave number is represented by nu bar. So the reciprocal of wavelength, that means nu bar is directly proportional to 1 by lambda. The reciprocal of wavelength nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. So here what are the units of this wave number? So this wavelength has units of centimeters. Since it is a distance, it is unit of centimeters. So the wave number will have the inverse of the centimeters, that is it has units centimeter inverse or meter inverse or millimeter inverse. So like this. Okay, so wave number means the reciprocal of wavelength is called wave number. And next point is, that is amplitude. So amplitude, what is meant by amplitude? So before that, what is the relation between frequency and wavelength and wave number? Frequency, wavelength and wave number. So what is the relation among these three? So here we have already discussed about frequency. The frequency is inversely proportional to wavelength, that is lambda. Frequency is inversely proportional to wavelength. So that's why the frequency is directly proportional to wave number. That means if the frequency increases, the wave number also increases. So that's why the frequency is directly proportional to wave number. So the relation between frequency and wave number is, if the frequency increases, wave number also increases. And next one, what is the relation between wavelength lambda and wave number? Wavelength and wave number. So that is inversely proportionate relation. Okay, clear? So this is inversely proportionate relation. And next move on to amplitude. So amplitude, here amplitude means, so here we are considering the wave. So this is called, the distance between two successive points is called wavelength. So this is the horizontal distance. The horizontal distance is nothing but wavelength. Now we are considering the vertical distance. So this is the vertical distance. So the maximum displacement of the wave. Here it is the maximum displacement of the wave. So here the wave is propagating along x direction. So that's why it is propagating in this direction. So the displacement, that is the maximum displacement of wave, is nothing but amplitude. That is nothing but the vertical distance. Suppose if you consider another wave like this, so this will have less amplitude, this will have high amplitude. This wave is having high amplitude, this wave is having low amplitude. So in this way we can define the amplitude. So the amplitude means the maximum displacement of the wave is nothing but amplitude. So from these fundamental properties we can derive another property of wave, that is energy. So the energy of wave can be represented by using some photons. It is nothing but, the energy of photon is nothing but, it is a packet of energy, that is nothing but photons. So each photon will have definite amount of energy. So electromagnetic radiations consists of some photons. Each photon have definite amount of energy. That energy is directly proportional to frequency. So that's why the energy is equal to some constant h into frequency nu. We have already discussed about frequency. Nu is equal to c by lambda. That's why hc by lambda. So energy of photon, each photon is equal to hc by lambda, where h is called Planck's constant. And its value is equal to 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joules second, or 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 27 ergs second. So here mostly we are using SI system. So in SI system it is expressed in terms of joules second, and c is the velocity of electromagnetic radiation, which is nearly equal to velocity of light. So in this way we can predict the energy of the electromagnetic radiation. So okay, thank you. Like the session, share the session, and subscribe to my channel. So for getting more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. And here is a small question for you. So here wavelength lambda can be expressed in terms of meters, picometers, or nanometers. So very less values. So here angstrom unit is also used for representing very less distances. Here angstrom unit is also used for the representation of very less distances. So what is meant by 1 angstrom unit? So what is meant by 1 angstrom units? Expressed in terms of meters. Okay, what is the value of 1 angstrom unit in terms of meters? Please answer me in comment box. Thank you.